It is recording. Alright, book's Catching the Ride, and here's why it's bad. Here's why it's famous. Oh no, this is me actually. Catching the Ride was written by J.D. Salinger, as you may have learned from the last 2 or 3 years that did it. It focuses on Holden Caulfield. He's an emotionally mature character that throughout the book we follow his story as he goes through the trials and tribulations of being mentally ill, indecisive, having weird worldviews and whatnot.
So some of the things we're going over are Holden Caulfield's actions and just who he is as a person, and the poor plot, because the plot sucks. There really isn't a plot. First part, Holden Caulfield. This is a 16-year-old kid, and he is involved with prostitutes like several times. He's like talked about them throughout, and there's one scene in the book where he's with a prostitute, and like he backs out last second and stuff, and it's just not really appropriate. That's one of the biggest criticisms of the book. Another one is his drinking and smoking habits. He's constantly smoking, like in his room, on his walks, basically anywhere. And he is at several bars throughout the series, also flirting with women again, despite the large age gaps and stuff, which is, yeah, one of the things people really hate about this book is it's just like shows relationships between such an older person and a child like this. And then that bottom one isn't exactly about him. I'm not saying he's like this easily sexually harassed person, but he gets sexually harassed in the book. And that's one of the biggest criticisms of the book, because like it's just not appropriate to have that in a book that's being taught to middle schoolers, I guess. And we kind of agree with these. These are all really bad things to have in a book with no plot.
We agree with the criticisms.
Yes, we agree.
We don't agree with any of these things. Alright, the plot, it's boring. There's just a lack of motion throughout it. It feels like a very cyclical thing that just kind of, you keep going through it. And the biggest problem with this isn't the fact that the plot itself is boring, because that can help to reflect the character's mindset. But it's instead the fact that J.D. Salinger is kind of just a lazy author through this book. He definitely takes shortcuts in explaining things and going through things, and it doesn't feel so much like he's trying to be in depth about the mind of Holden Caulfield and his actions, but instead that he's trying to make the book longer than it has to be and sort of just pad it out throughout. There's examples of how he just kind of keeps going through the same things, and this quote here, even if I could explain what it meant, I'm not sure I feel like it, it's not the same thing. It's just his way of sort of he keeps getting Holden into these situations without any way to write them out. So he just goes throughout it, and then he'll try to just brush it away without actually giving any depth to the story. And we agree with these criticisms that the story itself isn't that interesting, and nothing really tends to happen that matters. And it just makes for an uninteresting book. You guys can clap now.